Are you starting a new project and want to make sure it stays on track, on time, and on budget? It all starts with one crucial step, defining your project scope. In this video, we'll show you exactly how to do that. From understanding your objectives, outlining clear deliverables, to avoiding the dreaded scope creep, we've got you covered. Tune in and learn the key steps to set your project up for success from day one. Don't miss it. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, NxtChair. In this How To series on project management, we are focusing on one of the most important aspects of the initiation phase, defining your project scope. Whether you're new to project management or a seasoned professional, defining the scope at the beginning of your project is critical. It sets the foundation for everything else, from planning and execution to closing. Watch the video through to the end for a chance to receive a free 9-page project scope document template, normally priced at $10. We're giving it away to the first 100 viewers, so stay tuned to learn how you can claim yours. The 9-page project scope document template provides clear explanations and examples for each section, showing you how to detail your project effectively. By using this template to create your scope statement, you'll understand exactly what information to include to ensure successful project delivery. So, don't miss this opportunity. Now, let's dive in and explore the steps and best practices for properly defining your project scope. What is project scope? Before we get into the how, let's clarify what project scope actually is. Simply put, project scope outlines what work needs to be done and what's outside the boundaries of your project. It defines the deliverables, tasks, timelines, and goals that the team will focus on. If your project scope isn't clearly defined, your team could easily get sidetracked, go over budget, or experience delays due to scope creep. We'll talk about that later. However, you can watch our video on mastering scope management. The link has been provided in the description as well. For now, let's talk about the steps you need to follow to define a solid scope. Step 1. Understand the project objectives. The first step in defining your project scope is understanding the overall project objectives. Why is this project happening? What's the end goal? Understanding the why helps you know exactly what needs to be included. For example, if you're working on a new software development project, the main objective might be to launch a mobile app that improves user experience. The key deliverable here is the app itself, but the objective tells you why the app is important, which could influence scope decisions later on. Step 2. Define deliverables and outcomes. Next, it's time to define your deliverables. These are the tangible and measurable outcomes you'll produce during the project. They could be physical products, documents, reports, or services. Let's say you are managing a website redesign project. Your deliverables might include wireframes, mockups, a beta version of the site, and the final live version. List each one so your team knows exactly what to work on. Step 3. Identify stakeholders' expectations. You'll also need to involve your stakeholders when defining the scope. Stakeholders are anyone impacted by the project, your clients, team members, sponsors, or end users. They'll have their own expectations for what should be included in the project. It's critical to align their expectations early. Misaligned stakeholder expectations can lead to changes down the line, adding unnecessary work or delays. Hold on, have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, please subscribe now, as it's one of the steps to receive the project scope document giveaway. Fantastic. Now that you've subscribed, let's move on. Step 4. Outline project boundaries. Now that you have your objectives and deliverables clear, it's time to set boundaries. This means defining what's in scope and what's out of scope. Let's say you're working on a marketing campaign. In scope, might include creating digital ads, email marketing, and social media posts. However, out of scope, might include things like in-person events or designing an entirely new website. By setting clear boundaries, you can prevent scope creep and keep your team focused on the tasks that matter. Step 5. Create a work breakdown structure, WBS. Once you have your scope defined, it's time to create a work breakdown structure, or WBS. This is a visual representation that breaks down the project into manageable tasks. For example, in a website development project, your WBS might include tasks like content creation, UI, UX design, back-end development, and testing. Each of these tasks will be further broken down into subtasks. Step 6. Set scope verification and control processes. Defining the scope isn't just a one-and-done process. You'll need to set up ways to verify and control the scope throughout the project. Scope verification is about ensuring the deliverables match the original plan. You should have stakeholders review the scope document and sign off on it before moving into the planning phase. This prevents any misunderstandings or surprises later. Bonus tips to avoid scope creep. Now, let's talk briefly about one of the biggest challenges when defining scope creep. This happens when the project's boundaries slowly expand without proper controls. To avoid this, always document any requested changes in scope, review them with stakeholders, and assess their impact on time, budget, and resources. Use change control processes to manage this properly. Before we continue further, it's giveaway time. As mentioned earlier, we're offering a 9-page project scope document, usually priced at $10, absolutely free. To get your hands on this project scope document template, just follow these 3 simple steps. 1. Like the video. 2. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. 3. Comment, "Yes, I want project scope document for free," in the comment section. After completing these steps, we'll send you a link to download the project scope document template in PDF format for free. Great! Now that you've completed the steps, let's finish up the video. We'll share the link with everyone who has completed all 3 tasks. Conclusion and recap. To wrap things up, here's a quick recap of the steps to define a project scope in the initiation phase. 1. Understand the project objectives. 2. Define deliverables and outcomes. 3. Identify stakeholders' expectations. 4. Outline project boundaries. 5. Create a work breakdown structure. 6. Set scope verification and control processes. Remember, a well-defined project scope sets the stage for a successful project, so don't rush through this step. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or want to learn more about other project management phases. Thanks for watching. See you next time.